Well, hello and welcome to the Thompson Hereford Farm YouTube channel. The first of what I hope is many videos. Please bear with me as I get the hang of this, running the camera here and getting used to what I'm trying to do here and doing this on a somewhat definitely unscripted and unrehearsed dialogue here. So, located here in southeast South Dakota, kind of right down where Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota and Minnesota all come together in that corner of the state. Give you a rough idea where we're located. Well, it's a nice, well, you can call it nice. It could be a lot worse. As far as weather, getting a little light snow here in the afternoon. I don't know, it's around 3:30 right now. A little light snow, but yet the sun's trying to come out, if you can see up there. And just starting out here with a little overview of the cattle, and it won't be all Herefords all the time, but had to call the channel needed a name, and my Hereford cattle I'm probably the most passionate about when it comes to my farming operation, which also consists of cash grain and hay, along with a job in town. So just get going here. We'll get to looking at the cattle here some and just kind of look at the yards and facility set up here, no matter how snow covered some of it might be right now. Hopefully, like I said, plan on doing some more videos here in the future, just trying to get my feet wet here. So we'll start giving an overview. These are the cows. We just moved them home from where they spend their time about 7 miles away on summer pasture and also on the corn stalks. They're getting close to start calving here. 19 head of Hereford cows. Going to be calving here about the start approximately the 1st of March for 60 days. So we'd like to try to get done calving before we go to the field. So we'll just give an overview here. We're looking, this is most of the herd here. They got moved home Sunday afternoon and been bedded down here now. Put a bedding, kind of did the chores here on Sunday night and got them bedded down. So they ate here a little while ago, and now they're just kind of relaxing on the corn stalks here. So yeah, we got the cats. Decided they want to be YouTube famous here too. So kitties, what you doing? Yeah, they're not paying attention. They're just cutting in. So okay. Well, as far as wind protection, the way this is set up, I got a grove all the way around. I'll try to pan real slow here for everyone. Just take a look here. Basically got a nice older established grove that for really good wind protection to the west. We're looking due west now. I'm just kind of panning here to the north and northwest, so you have an idea. Got for wind protection here. Most of the fence, this main calving yard has 4-foot woven wire around it. Just something when I put it in, I was trying to do it on a budget versus love to have continuous fence. But for now, it's just primarily woven wire to keep predators out and the calves in, newborn calves in, keep them from tight enough to keep them through climbing through anything with a hot wire basically inside it, just to keep the cows from rubbing or pushing on it, to keep the fences in decent shape. So as you can see, yeah, we do have a little bit of snow here on the ground, and not a lot. It's probably deepest if you can look along the fence there. So I learned to operate this tablet a little better and keep my hands out of the way of the eye of the camera here. You can see we had a south wind here, kind of blew and drifted some snow into the fence here last week. We typically don't get any type of winter weather activity out of the south, especially nothing as bad as what we got here last Saturday, Friday and Saturday. Yeah, that came through, and probably, I don't know, about a foot to 2 foot of snow depending on where you look. Just calving over VDR. I don't know if there's any more cows. Yeah, there's one standing up there at the hay feeder panels trying to clean up some grain from this morning. There's another hay feeder, which here in the next video I'll be showing. I kind of do chores here, give you an idea what consists of chores I do here myself, and definitely need to dump a bale of grass in the feeder there. Like I said, I just, between work and my schedule, like I said, got the cows home Sunday afternoon, early evening before dark, and basically just been forking their hay to them. I fork their alfalfa to them, which you can see a few bales lined up by the silo there, and one bale stood on end. I'd peel it off and throw it there in front of the hay feeder panels, and then dump their grain on top of that, which is basically just basically all they get up there is ground ear corn and loose alfalfa hay. And like I said, they'll get free choice grass hay in that bale feeder there. And then, for like you say, anytime they need bedded, I just kind of unroll cornstalk bales out here over along the tree grove out of the wind for them and keep them comfortable. And I like to start now and get the bedding pack established, so once calving time rolls around, when cows are out here on their own and want to get away from the herd, they can go to this end of the cattle yard to isolate themselves and give the calves somewhere, have a nice dry spot for them to lay down and have their calf. So I can get to it. Like I said, there's one yard here, then another yard. On the north side of this fence, there's a couple pound cows that are bound for the sale barn here in the near future. And where they eat, this is kind of my main. Calves are gone. Side note, yes, the calves are already gone. I weaned back in September of 19. Got them going a little early just because here, well, we've been fighting so much water since last winter, basically. And the year before it was wet, and then this in 18, then 2019 was even wetter yet as far as spring and summer goes. So typically the calves probably wouldn't have been leaving until right now, but we were just fighting so much mud and mess. And I mean, middle of July and you're getting stuck in a cattle yard is just something, I mean, typically not dealing with here in South Dakota for sure. This is basically just starting yard here. Underneath there's probably just up there where that self feeder is. From there over to them feed bunks and up to that hog house there. That's all concrete except for what's right in front of us. Well, there is a 8-foot apron just past these gates. You can kind of see where the bedding pack and snow are. Right there. Here's just the main divider. Basically a starting pen is what I got going on here. There's a gate that closes, swings closed there, and like for weaning calves and bringing them home, this gives them a nice tight area with when they get brought home, because everyone's dealt with weaned calves before. Once you separate them from mama, they're definitely looking to find their way back to mom. And with her being 7 miles away, yet when these calves come home about September-ish, it's nice to have a good tight pen with a little bit of hot wire inside it to keep them contained, give them a couple weeks to get calmed down and used to being on their own, then usually get kicked out into the bigger yard here and give them a little more room. But they basically do get fed right up here in these fence line feed bunks till they're gone. Here's the back of the calving barn, and here's what I use for water, earth mover tire tank. The water is these two pens here. I'll try to step over here. The sun's glaring from behind. There we go. Much better. So I can see. So I know what you're looking at. I need to have a clear view myself. So here, yeah, earth mover tire tank, basically. Split between the two pens. I've got the two tank heaters in them. The old cast iron one on this side. Here we go, a better view. There's the cats having a drink. Anyway. One there and then one here, which I just use to keep the water thawed out in the wintertime. And usually the old timers would burn corn cobs in them. I actually burn whole ear corn, which I found burns as good as wood and probably better than cobs. Once you get a good fire going, it does a pretty good job of keeping the water warmed. But it does take 2 of them with this size of tank, and I'll admit I probably mistakenly, when I built this pen, probably put in too big of a tank for the number of cows that are typically in here and calves. So probably as far as there's not enough traffic, you might say, to keep the water moving, to not require there being a heat source in it. So I've been using these. I guess the other place I used to live on, that's kind of we started with. There wasn't any electricity nearby. And I put this in thinking I wouldn't have to worry about water freezing up. I was kind of hoping I could get away from using these tank heaters, but That didn't work out, but I still want this big of a tank also because I want to make sure they had enough room to drink as far as drinking space. And later on, one of the next videos, I'll show you when we use ear corn. Like I said, I mentioned before earlier, I use ground ear corn for feed, so I do put up about 15 acres of ear corn, which amounts to about a couple thousand bushels every year. Basically just mainly for livestock, for the cattle feed, and then a little bit, you might think that using ear corns don't make a lot of sense, but it's about as renewable as anything. Beats the heck out of cutting wood. And like I said, burns real hot, and I'd really be surprised how little you use. Probably on average about 2 to 4 5-gallon pails worth per day. So, but no, I'll just pan around here. I'm probably gonna wrap this video up and see how things go. As far as doing chores here, well, I guess we can walk down here. I'll try to be quick about it. This here is the main calving barn. I'll tidy that up here in a little bit, and I'd like to show you a quick video how I got my calving pens and everything set up in there for calving time. But right now it's a little messier than I care for. It basically just needs swept up and some things moved around. But just quick here before I do call it quits on this video, just get you up here to see what using for metal hay feeder panels. And if you're wondering about the orange posts and what they might be, I'm sure hopefully, like I said, these are actually irrigation pipe, 7-inch irrigation pipe. We've got a local irrigation company in town that's in the business of putting up center pivots, and this is just some of their scrap pipe, I guess, for lack of a better word. I guess just from pivots they've tore down and replaced over the years. And just I set them, got them bought right, and cut them to my desired length, about 8 foot. And then we did all the welding to get all the panels mounted, and then came in with a cement truck and filled them all in nice and solid with concrete, just because they're not real thick. I'll see if I can get if you look, see here, they're not a real thick walled pipe, and I just didn't trust them to A, have cattle pushing on them constantly, and B, accidentally bumping them with a loader tractor or something. So just to make sure they don't bend. And like I said, nice and solid. Takes a little bit of work. You gotta set the posts and then do all your mounting, whether it's gates or panels. Do all your welding first, then you've got to come back and slug them full of concrete, whether you do it with a cement truck or with a hand or the small mixer and mix the batches yourself. Either way, it's a little bit of a job, but I think the end result I've always been happy with whenever I've done a project with these. And yeah, look down the line here, there's a couple gates in there. This kind of, I bought the place just trying to use what I had, and kind of went with the initial concrete. There used to be, before my time, they pretty well tore out all the old yards and cleaned the place up back before I bought the farm here about 11 years ago. And there was about not quite 8 foot feeding floor here, but a feeding floor nonetheless, and it goes down just past that, and there's a cow kind of standing there. Once you get past her, there you can kind of just see where the hay feeder panels quit. They're actually about 2 foot longer than the concrete. That's also why they run a little bit of an angle, on account of that's just how the concrete was poured. So that's how we set the posts and laid out and mounted the hay feeder panels. And then there's just a little kind of island of concrete that goes out just past that bale feeder a little bit to the west there. And that's about it. Hopefully I'm not moving too fast as far as, hopefully if any of you have vertigo, I apologize. So try and do what I can here and move nice and slow. Well, anyhow, there's a view of the cows, all the bred cows. And with that, I am going to sign off. And the next videos will probably consist of some chore related things like putting a bale in and forking hay to the cows and showing people my trick to getting these old tank heaters over here fired up. So, well, this is Thompson Hereford Farm signing out, and if you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and go from there. All right, thank you.